From our homepage at followthemoney.org, the first thing that I'm going to highlight here is our brand new State at a Glance tool. We are known very much for providing huge volumes of data that can be searched in multiple different ways, which we're going to get into in a minute. But this is one of our first efforts with this website to create package data, so you can see just real quickly what a state looks like. For this example, we're going to go and look at Illinois. And so if I click on Illinois here, this takes a few seconds to load, so I've brought it up already. Then we can see our Illinois State at a Glance page. And I'm going to go over a few of the items that are here. This is really exciting for us. I'm really pumped to be talking about this. Right away, you see that we're looking at elections in 2017 and 2018, and there's some information about trends in the state. Here we see that the campaigns involve very high dollars per vote, so they're very expensive campaigns, and they're not monetarily competitive. And this is dynamic to the state that we've selected. And by not monetarily competitive, what we mean here is that if you're running for a single seat office, such as a governor office or a state house office, for example, in Illinois, that the candidate raising the most money is raising more than twice as much as the next candidate. And we determine that to be non-competitive. It's a pretty generous definition of competitive. So in Illinois, you really have people running away with elections as far as the fundraising goes. Both of these things, incidentally, tend to favor incumbents running in elections. We can see a breakdown of the offices that are up for election and how many candidates are running, how much money has been raised by office, and disclosure scores. We've looked at contributions disclosure and independent spending disclosure. And these will actually link directly to reports that we've written about what the disclosure looks like in that state. So for the disclosure scores for contributions, for example, do you get to see donors' employment information? So where do they work? Which helps a lot with categorizing what kind of economic interests they represent and how often do they report and that sort of thing. And the independent spending disclosure is very good in Illinois. This is things like our express advocacy ads disclosed, our electioneering communications disclosed. We get a breakdown of data availability within the state. And then this is a really exciting piece of it. This is dynamic graphs looking at fundraising patterns. So right now we're looking at contributions to state campaigns in Illinois, including candidates and party committees and ballot measure committees. You can see a breakdown of what's included here. These graphs are showing that a lot of candidate contributions have come in. It really dominated the elections in Illinois in 2017 and 2018. For those of you who might be familiar with the gubernatorial race in 2018, Bruce Rauner and J.B. Pritzker faced off against each other in a self-funding titanic battle where they were just pouring money into their own campaigns. It was something interesting to see. We can see then that this plays out in the contributions from individuals over $1,000. That makes up a pretty high percentage of the money that was raised in Illinois in this election cycle. And then you can break it down by statewide offices. So here we're seeing the gubernatorial race really standing out in those self-funding totals and the contributions from individuals over $1,000. This includes the candidates making contributions to their own campaign. And then we see the breakdown change a little bit for legislative races, where party committees and labor have dominated the contributions there during these two election years. And we see non-individual, non-party contributions coming in. These are contributions from PACs or in the states that permit them from corporations and unions directly. And then the non-individual party, these are the party committees. And then we break down the individuals by their dollar amount, as always. So you can really get a feel for what's happening in the different kinds of elections in a state. As we scroll down further, we get some analysis of the candidates running in the state. In legislative races, because we've selected legislative in the tab above, we can see that incumbents are raising 2/3 of the money. This is really what we tend to see for expensive races that are not competitive. Incumbents do tend to raise a lot and they tend to win. Democrats have dominated the fundraising in Illinois, and males have dominated the fundraising in Illinois, male candidates. This is a new feature that we've added this year, assigning the gender identification to the candidates for state races. If we actually change the selection up here, we see that it moves. Where now we have a challenger raising a lot of money in the gubernatorial race because J.B. Pritzker actually outspent Bruce Rauner in that race. We can see top donors from individuals and non-individuals to get a feel for who the power players are. And then we have advanced metrics down here where we can look at the dollars per vote. This does reflect the offices that you choose to select or deselect. We can see the competitiveness compared to nationwide for votes and money. And we can see breakdown of office holders by political alignment based on their donor information. So these are donors that give primarily to Republicans, will push that office holder towards Republicans, and to Democrats.